All right, part two, we had just a break. Yeah, we talked about how the tracking works, and I would like to talk about. We talked about already multi-factor authentication, but let's just see what does it mean actually. Normal username and password can be broken, okay, or stolen a bit too easy. In a couple of days, I really don't know when, if there is a I should see, but remind me, you can crack a password easily. I can show you how to crack a password actually. So that's not easily, but if the password is not strong enough, it could be cracked actually. That's why you need two or more factors to authenticate or to get access. Authenticate means get access to something. And factors could be like something like password, PIN, answer to a question. I think the banks use the answer for some of the questions. If you have Advansia credit card, when it's blocked for some reason, security reason, when you call them, they ask you some questions. And answering some secret questions, it's like another actually authentication. Or some websites, when you register, they say, ask a question and you answer yourself. Like, what is your favorite city? What is your favorite food? And you answer it. And then later, when you try to log in, they ask you that. That could be another one. And I've noticed Google uses a new way of login, like when the password, when you forget your password, test it. You can test it later. Test it. I don't know if you recently tested. Last night I was testing that. I forgot my Gmail password. I clicked on forget password, and the way that they did it, it's like it was not like sending me an email to reset the password. It was like, you are logged in the phone, your phone Android, with this Gmail. So they send me a notification pop up on my Gmail and say, is it you want to like log in and you don't know the password? And if I say yes, and there was a code also sending, I had to share it, and they shared the code and they let me in without restarting password. And when I was in, then later they asked me, if you want to reset now, reset. So it was a pretty interesting, user-friendly. I liked it because resetting password, I'm lazy to do that. So I decided not to reset my password. And also, factors could be like a physical device, like a smart card or a phone SMS. A smart card is like, if you know the cryptocurrency stuff, there are wallets, physical wallets, that they are connected to your internet wallet, so to say. And if someone get access to your wallet, the crypto wallet, this physical card also needs, because they are connected somehow. These are these things that it could be, or it could be biometrics, like fingerprint, iris, or face scan. You have it in the airports, I think. Some airports they use it. And in a video game I was playing, if you wanted to get access to some room, you needed to check the iris or something. I remember the video game was a Splinter Cell. I don't know if you know it. And if your password leaks, attacker needs something else too to log in. So if they know your password, okay, the password was too easy to crack, they need the PIN coming to your email or SMS or anything else. Okay, so it's not easy then to log in. And sometimes we don't even know our password has leaked. Really, we don't know it because it's too. There is in Telegram Do you have Telegram or I don't know, on your phone? No. But by the way, it's the most secure chat application, better than WhatsApp and so on. So that's the thing. In Telegram account, there are some channels. They are Russians. I've seen most of them. Russians I've seen from Iran also too. Yeah, hackers of Iran. They have some channels that they sell easily Gmails with their password. They sell Netflix account with their password. You just can buy it cheap and you just log in to that Netflix account. Let's say that Netflix account is mine and I really don't know. It was just leaked out and it was hacked, the password. Someone else's uses my Netflix somewhere else in the world. I don't know even. I pay it, but they use it also. Yeah? These things real and easily can happen. I tell you a story about Netflix. It just came to my mind. I will tell it later a bit when we talk about VPN, I think. Yeah, it's a good idea sometimes change your important passwords. That's why I say sometimes it's good, like regularly to change our passwords, the important one. I don't do it. I'm lazy actually. Despite I know these things, but I don't do it. But it's very important. If you, for example, I reset the important things that I have always, the passwords, like those things related to money, like the trading accounts and I don't know, crypto and these things. I do it a lot, but something like Gmail, the Gmails that are not important for me, like I have some Gmail that they're not important, it's just for registering everywhere that I want, but I have a main Gmail that it's important, so I need to make it secure because everything is there. And do not use a reuse password, okay? Someone steals your GitHub password, as an example. Come on. Where did you go? Then try to log in your email, in your Amazon, and so on, with the same password. Because if you use the same password for every, again, I do it. If you get access to my Gmail password is for my, I don't know, other website's password. If you can guess my Gmail password, you can log into other accounts, let's say Amazon or whatever. Yeah, they try it actually. And it's so common that people, like me, I'm using the same password as my Gmail, and if it's gone, then every account that I have is just in danger. Yeah, so you need to make sure that you don't use the same password for all the accounts that you have in the internet, because you need to make sure if they get access to GitHub, can they access to your Amazon with the same password or email. So this is so important. That's the multi-factor authentication, so to say. Do you know what is a phishing? All right. The phishing is like, to some extent, if I want to translate it in plain English, it's to pretending someone else, to be pretending another website, so to say. Or phishing is a type of social engineering attack. In these attacks, the attacker pretends to be a trustworthy entity, such as bank or a company or individual, to trick you into revealing sensitive information or performing actions like clicking on a link, downloading an image or something that compromise your security. That we calling is phishing. It reminds me of, nowadays there is a new attack. I don't know if you've seen it or not. In your Instagram, do you have Instagram? Okay. have you seen a direct message coming to you just randomly and telling you a story, like a message? Yeah, I have this wallet, this crypto wallet. This is the password of that. I cannot log in, or I cannot. I don't know. That's an amount of money inside of it. Can you log in and just, I don't know, do something with it, take it for yourself, or just sending back to me? I don't know. It's like they play a fool person that they don't know they shouldn't reveal the password of the account. They say, "Oh, that's great. Let me log in, then take the money." Have you received such thing? Fantastic. Shnedu received that. You know, I received it a lot. You know what they do? It's real. It's real password. You can log in. Yeah. When you log into that account and you see, oh, there is a, for example, 200, 500 USDT, Tether USD there. It's real money there. You say, okay, let's take it. But the thing is that when you want to transfer it to your wallet, they tell you you need, because when you transfer Tether USD based on, I don't know if you, in the crypto, if you transfer money in the crypto, like Tether, if it's a wallet, you need to have a transaction of a little bit of like, if it's based on Tron or Ethereum, the network you change, you need a bit of like Tron, that's a coin, or a Ethereum to like a little bit, like $1 or $2, that you can pass it, yeah, your information, the transaction. They tell you if you wanna like, so you need to actually top up. You need to buy a bit Ethereum or a bit of Tron based on the network you wanna transfer the money to your wallet. And as soon as you do this, like $2, $3 to do so, bang! So immediately it's gone. The thing that you just topped up, the Ethereum and so on. There is a bot is running constantly behind the scene on this wallet, and it checks if a Tron coming in, if a Ethereum coming in to take like to transfer this money, because bots are so fast. They see if something a new top up new Ethereum is added to the wallet, they take it. And when they take it and transfer it to their account, they say, oh, where is my Ethereum gone? And again, you cannot transfer it. You know what I mean? So they let you in, but they take your what you tried to do, they take it to their account. I don't know how to explain it, but if you work with crypto, you know what I mean. And it's a very clever way, you know, what they do. So the phishing also, it's like email phishing. You receive an email. I did this to my friends just to test it. I built a very like exact. I told ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, give me exact login page of Instagram, like how it looks. So I created a very exact login page of Instagram, and I connected it with some server of my backend and database and so on. And I sent it this an email, like an email with like, hey, we are checking your Instagram is in danger. Please log in. You have to change your password after when you log in. I sent this very compelling email to my friends just to test, to see how it works. And they receive this email, and when they click on that to log in, they will be transferred to the exact login page that I created. They won't be transferred to the Instagram login page, but transferred what I did. And there is, when they put their like email and password to log in, as soon as they click, I take it, make a post request to my backend and save it in my database. And I have their email and password so easily. And what happened, I just said, okay, just redirect them to the Instagram again, to the real Instagram. and they don't even notice it. Okay. And then I had access to their Instagram, and I just said, hey, look, this is the things happening. You need to make sure that when an email coming to you and about resetting password or a stages or whatever, it could be from your a bank or Amazon or Netflix, anything. When you click on that link, first check it from where the email is coming. Because the email, you check the email is coming from either, it should be Amazon support. Check what is the Amazon support email. You check it in internet. Okay, it's amazonsupport.de. But the email that is sending to you is Amazon support, some strange 07 and then .de. And you see that it's like, it could look like something like this. The email coming from amazon.support and dot something like this .de. It could look like this. If it's looking like that, so be careful. It's not from Amazon. Yeah. If you click on that, they send you exactly to a page like Amazon. If you try to log in or whatever you do, they take your information. Okay. This is so important to notice. First, check the email from there they come, or even you didn't check the email, you didn't notice it. You clicked on that. Check the URL. Is it really they redirect you to amazon.login.de or no? They redirect you in some strange URL website that looks like a Amazon login. These two things you have to check. I receive these emails a lot. So yeah. And others try to trick people into revealing sensitive information, as I said, like it could be email messages, automated voice calls. These things are a lot. In 2017, we had phishing, like before the OWASP. The OWASP was updated. I showed you the OWASP 10 here at the beginning. It was updated 2021, the most security stuff that you have to pay attention. Before that, like 2017, the phishing attacks was very common. And what happened to the Gmail? It was like there was a lot of phishing attacks, logging of like exactly the login page of the Gmail, and people receiving like you need to an email like you need to log into your Gmail, is so dangerous, blah 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 blah. You have to secure a password. And this was when the user was clicking on that, they were redirected to a page looking exactly like a Gmail login. They put their credential and gone. They were restored. It was an attack of millions of Gmail phishing attack in that, and it was the headline of the news and so on. And after that, the Gmail then tried to add some security about the phishing. And now if you try to create a page exactly look like Gmail login, they notice it. I don't know how. If you try to have this exact Gmail login and put it in internet, so immediately they find it, they just shut it down. Yeah, you cannot have an Gmail login look like something like that. It was after 2017 attack. Is these things interesting to you, or I'm just blowing your head? Okay, Schneider is saying, all right. You need to know this as a web developer. Believe me, when you go to an interview, you know what's going on. If they ask you something general, you know how these things work. Okay? For example, if someone asks you, what is a VPN? How does it work? Do you know how to explain this? Yeah, we know VPN, we use it for changing IPs or whatever. But what is a VPN? Did someone say anything? Shinido, I don't hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, is a tool that helps you protect your privacy online. That's Mitra Private Note.
Is it what? Come again?
A tool that helps you protect your privacy online.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the ways is privacy. Like you can hide yourself behind a VPN. Yeah, exactly. To secure connection. Let's talk about what is a VPN, and then we can see like how it works behind the scene. It's used to create a secure connection from a network to another, or from a server to another server, from a PC to another PC. Yeah. For example, you're sitting in a coffee shop, insecure coffee shop Wi-Fi to company internal networks. It's like if you're connecting to a Wi-Fi, you're sitting in some coffee shop connected to the Wi-Fi. You know, if they know these things, like someone that is putting the Wi-Fi for you for free, if you don't have a VPN in the middle of the request, what you do when you connect, they can see what you are transferring. I'm gonna draw a diagram for that. We will come to that, okay? It can provide a high level of security for internet traffic, the VPN, I mean. All data between your PC or mobile phone or whatever that you are using and the internet is routed through the VPN server. The web servers look like your request coming from your company IP, like the VPN that you are using, that company. What does that mean? Let me draw it. It's very, I think, interesting. If I'm thinking about how to draw that. So this is your PC, your front end, your mobile, and whatever, making request and to some server or whatever. You're visiting Instagram, you're visiting Facebook, Google, or whatever. When you are connected, so without connection, so you're connected to a Wi-Fi, let's say sitting in a coffee shop and connected to the Wi-Fi, and you're using visiting your Instagram, making requests to see Instagram. Instagram shows you whatever you want, and then you're visiting Amazon. You respond back. In this middle, there is a Wi-Fi. You are connected. This means whatever you do, it goes through this Wi-Fi router, and whoever has this internet and provided to you, they can see what are you visiting and what are you receiving in the middle. If it's like a bad Wi-Fi, so to say, most of them they are secure, but you cannot trust. But let's say you are using a VPN and for your connection. So when you connect to the Wi-Fi and then you run your VPN, it could be from NordVPN or whatever that you are using. Then what happens that when you make a request to see Instagram, it's not a straight ahead anymore. It goes through the VPN. So it means you send a request to the VPN. Hey, I want to see Instagram.com. The VPN is just a server. It takes your request and send it to the Instagram. Say, hey, give me the Instagram. And then Instagram sends back. The Instagram thinks, oh, the request is not coming from the Savin with the IP address of Savin sitting in Berlin. It sees, oh, the request is coming from New York with the IP address of New York. So the Instagram thinks this person making request to get the Instagram is coming from the New York. then sends back exactly to the VPN the Instagram, and then VPN sends back to you the Instagram. So someone in between is handling your request securely. And when the request is coming, the VPN, a good VPN, encrypts your request. Like no one can see, even if someone is in between to check the request and so on, no one can see what are you sending. If you're sending your password, let's say you try to log in Instagram, and if you put your password there, it's encrypted by VPN. And it goes there, no one can see it during the request. Instagram receive it, let you in, responds back, and responds back to your device or whatever. This is what the VPN does. And yeah, that's all actually. There are there was when was it? I really don't know which year was it. Do you have Netflix? Great. You have a Netflix account. For example, the Netflix account is like they show based on your country. For example, you can watch the series Dark in Germany, but if you are in the US, you cannot watch that based on your location and your Instagram account. Or if you are in Berlin, they show you the Netflix in a German language. But when you are somewhere in US and try to log in your Netflix, they show you the English version, and the movies that is allowed in the US you can receive, but the movies that is not allowed in the US you cannot see. But maybe the movie is allowed in the Germany, you can see it, but you cannot see it in the US. So based on the type of the account and the location you are limited to some movies, you are limited to some series, for example. Yeah. And there was, I don't know which year really, that people thought, okay, if the Netflix knows, how they know it? From the IP address. Yeah, because the IP specifies, oh, this person is located in Germany, then let's show the things that Germany wants to be shown in Netflix. The movies from US that the Germany doesn't want to the people see it in the Germany is not allowed. And then if you want to see everything from the Netflix or from the US, they change their IP address. Say, okay, let's then connect to a VPN. When we watch the Netflix, then let's connect to a VPN. Let's say you are in Germany, you connect to a VPN, and then you want to log into your Netflix. And then Netflix doesn't know you are in Germany, because now the request goes from a VPN that you chose US, the VPN, to change the IP to the US. And then the Netflix now said, oh, okay, it's from Netflix, let me show the US version of the Netflix to them. And then you receive the US version, you could see the movies that you wanted. Yeah. This was a problem in Netflix, because at those time, everyone in the world was using a VPN to see what they want from the other countries, from the Netflix. And the Netflix was like, oh, whoa, wait. It's a problem. And they couldn't find any solution to that till there was some companies like IP, I don't know what. These companies, they are different of them, I don't know them, but if you search, you will see these companies is revealing, I can tell you that if this IP address is coming from a VPN or not, because this VPN has an IP located in the US, let's say. The Netflix says, okay, we cannot anymore trust IPs because it could be coming from a VPN. And then how they know it, it says, okay, let me first, before doing anything, let me first send this IP address to these IP checking companies. These IP checking companies have like contracts to all of the very popular, let's say, VPN services that they work together. Say, hey, give me all of your IP addresses, and we can work together. And then they have a list of all the IP addresses this VPN that the NordVPN uses. Let's say million IP addresses NordVPN uses, and then it provides it to these IP service checkers and say, okay, this is my IP addresses, and then Netflix can buy their like services. Say, what does Netflix does? It sends this IP that is coming, says, hey, can you check this IP? It's claiming it's coming from the US. I want you to make sure it's not a IP of a VPN service. They check it really, and then if it is an IP of a VPN service, it's telling them it is an IP of a service, and they can even tell you who is behind or from the origin request from where it's coming is located in Germany. That from there they could understand, okay, now we cannot trust any more IPs, and they check it in this way, that they know exactly you are. Like AliExpress. Do you know AliExpress? Or Alibaba, or I don't know, this Chinese website that we buy things, like a Temu. It's like a Temu. There were some products in 2021, 21 or 22, I don't remember it. I was from Germany. I was going to AliExpress.com, buying some products, and the products were coming fantastic to Germany. I was receiving them, and after a while I go to search the product that I want and I don't find it. I said, what? And because I was a web developer, I said maybe they don't want to send these products to Germany anymore, because Germany's put these rules. Hey, AliExpress, don't send these things to Germany. And if you go to AliExpress and they see your IP address, you are from Germany, then automatically they just don't show you some special product. And I just said, let me use some VPN. I used US or I don't know, somewhere. I went to AliExpress and I saw the product. And I saw the product, I just again could order it. Until after a while, even the VPN couldn't help. And I was changing my VPN and so to test it, I said, oh, it's not working. And that was the way exactly the Netflix did, and the AliExpress also did the same. They're checking the IP that is coming, they check it really if it's a VPN service or not. And so we cannot do anything then anymore about it. Does that make sense what I'm telling? All right. This is how the VPN actually works. I would like to talk about a bit, mostly it's about our field also. HTTPS. What is it? You already worked with HTTP requests and so on. What is the HTTPS actually? What does it do? Are you there, or just nobody's there? It is the secure version of HTTP, the protocol that your browser uses to communicate with websites. Yes. fantastically. HTTPS, it's like communicating. It's a way of secure way of communicating between computers, servers, um, APIs, and so on. Talking a computer to each other. Hey, give me that. Hey, send this picture. Download that, and someone want to log in. A response. So the request and response cycle that we have. And I want you now to tell me, if anyone can just, yeah, what is the difference between HTTPS and HTTP? Because we are using on our local machine HTTP. We don't have the S at the end of it. What does that mean? What is the difference between them? I'm tired. Need to sit this way. That means secure, Jakub. Yeah, exactly. Let's see how these things works. Let's go with Instagram again. You make a request to Instagram to log in. Let's say this is the server of Instagram waiting for the request and so on. When the request goes, either you from your mobile phone, from your browser, in your laptop, you try to log into your Instagram, you're definitely connected to an internet provider. This is your internet provider, let's say O2, Vodafone. Your request first goes through this. And then after that, it could be, I don't know, Microsoft server, going through the Microsoft server, and then some other platforms gonna pass, and then it goes finally to Instagram. This request to log in, inside of that you have your credentials, your username and password to log in. Yeah. When the request goes, if it's not HTTPS, if it's HTTP, the request goes with raw data. Like this middle Vodafone provider can see, oh, my user is trying to make a request to Instagram to log in, and they can see your password, they can see your username. Yeah, and then also Microsoft server can see that. Another platform in the middle, if let's say this another platform in the middle, there is an attacker between your request and your response. There's someone sitting here to check all the requests going. Also from the Vodafone, there could be bad people there. And they can see your raw username and password, and they can steal it. So to say, the people in this middle of the request, we call them man in the middle. Yeah, it's like man in the middle. They could be attackers and so on. They can see that. And then they can see even what is the response coming back from the Instagram to your machine. Yeah. This is HTTP. It's not secure. That's why when you visit some websites and you see that it's using HTTP, oh, come on, just run away. Because whatever you do, you put any credential there, it's just easily attackable, and they can see it, what you have there. But if it's HTTPS, as soon as this request comes out from your machine, before reaching any of these middlemen, so over here, the secure, it's gonna encrypt that. It's gonna encrypt your data, your username and your password, with something like garbage that no one can know what is this. And then it goes through the Vodafone. Vodafone now can see you are making a request to Instagram, okay, but they cannot see your username and password. It's encrypted. And then it goes through this server, it goes to this one also. They can see you are making a request to Instagram, but they cannot see your credentials. And the same way, the response comes back from the Instagram to let you in. They can see Instagram is sending you a response, but they cannot see what. Okay, that's the difference between HTTP and HTTPS actually. So be careful if you are visiting a website that is HTTP. You don't want to do anything inside. So HTTPS is encrypted HTTP, and request and response is sent in plain text if you are using HTTP. This plain text, the internet is a network of computers, as I said, like Vodafone, and Microsoft, and so on. All requests and response are passed between these machines, like Vodafone, blah, 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 blah. Any machine in the middle, which we call it man in the middle, can see the traffic. They can understand what you do. It could be your password, it could be your username, or whatever. With HTTPS, the client and server make a secure connection. All the requests and response will be encrypted. The data is encrypted and machine in the middle cannot read it. All right? Does that make sense? Cool. All right. There is another type of attack that is nowadays is very common, very common. It's ransomware. Have you heard about it? All right. The ransomware is like application that encrypts a device, stops the owner from using that. This means, like, let's say mistakenly you download an image or whatever. That image suddenly behind the scene runs some scripts and locks your computer, locks your files, important files, and so on, and with a password. And then a pop-up message says, if you want your file back, send us 3 bitcoins, so to say. And this is the wallet. Or just, if you don't send it, then say choose to your files and important files and so on. They encrypt your files, and as soon as, like, if you pay for them, so they demand a payment, it's usually through the cryptos because it's not traceable. If payment is made, we'll decrypt device and give back the control. If when you paid, then they say, okay, that's the password, you can decrypt it, then you have your stuff. But most of the time they just don't give you the password also, you know. That happened in the 2017. If you search WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017, it was a new attack without even downloading anything. It was just by sending an email to people, and it was just encrypting files and so on. Just search about that. I don't want to go to details. It happened in the 2017, and a lot, millions of people, and those attackers, they earned 250,000 bitcoins out of it. They are billionaires now. Yeah, that can happen. So that's the ransomware that maybe you hear about that. I think almost I'm done. There are some other stuff that I wanted to talk about, dark web and so on. Let's just leave it for now. Just a bit talk about black hat and white hat hackers. So among the hackers, we have 2 kinds of hackers. And do you know them? Have you heard about them and the difference between them? No? So in the world we have two kinds of hackers actually. Black hat hackers use their skills for malicious purposes. It's like, I don't know, find and abuse security vulnerabilities, I cannot pronounce these, never, for personal pain, personal gain, and it could be stealing personal information, users' passwords or whatever, or disrupting systems and people for profit, fun, revenge, evil, and these things. And white hat hackers are exactly the opposite. They are exactly as powerful as the black ones, but they are ethical hackers. It's like they use their skills to improve the security. Actually, when you study about security, when you go to the field of security, which is huge, you're becoming actually a hacker, so to say. You're becoming a white hacker. You learn to find the vulnerabilities and weaknesses. You're able to find if there is a bug into a system that it can be hacked into, and the information about the issue so it can be fixed. It's just the same as black hats, but they don't abuse what they find. It's just they telling the information, hey, there is a security bug here, so please fix it. Every important company, they have both of them. But not as a black hat and white hat, but as both of them are white hat hackers, but they are employed as a blue and red team. Blue and red team, I think. The blue team is responsible for securing, and the red team in that company is responsible for finding the vulnerabilities. In most of the CIA has it, Sony has it also. Sony has teams that checks if the PSN can be hacked. They have two teams. One team is responsible for finding, another team is responsible for just closing these doors. That's all. That's all that I wanted to explain to you. Nothing else left, and these are mostly about what you do. You need to know that. It's general information. The main thing is that you've learned that you shouldn't allow the inputs to be tags and you have to check the inputs. You have to learn that you don't trust the client or your front end. So everything, all the security happens in the back end. To sum it up, we're gonna learn security, some like security stuff that you need in the back end to check the data and so on. This is the module that we're gonna start from tomorrow. Was it interesting to you? Do you like to go to the security now? Security field? I don't know. Oh, yeah, nice. Jacob says no. Mickey is doubting, so to say. Yeah, it's I love it, but unfortunately I had I know some stuff, but not that much. Unfortunately, I was not like my destiny was not like to become a security person. I'm just a developer, but I wish I had this opportunity. I didn't have. Yeah, and then I don't have mood for new stuff anymore, and that's enough for me. Yeah, that's it. We have still 30 minutes, and we have nothing to do. You can work on the if you don't have any question or anything to add, you can work from the exercise from the yesterday from now on. And then tomorrow we will begin the first day of like the second day, so to say, but live coding. All right. Okay. Great.